Hello. So I guess if you've clicked on this video that you want to find out, you want to discover what your artistic superpower is, your core reason, your purpose for making your art. So let's delve into that a bit, shall we, today? And I know, like for me personally, finding my own artistic superpower, like my core reason, has helped me to find some direction, like a purpose with the art that I'm making, and that's really why I'm making this video today. I want that for you too. I think it's a powerful thing, and I think if more artists can really find that, I think it will help them. And yeah, I think there's more to art than just that technical side of learning the mediums, how to draw, paint, different techniques, drawing in proportion, all that kind of stuff. That comes with time, doesn't it? You're constantly learning, I think. I don't think anyone truly masters this stuff. It's just a lifelong thing that you constantly just keep developing, and everyone's at a different point, aren't they? And but I think it's really beneficial to get that starting point, to sort of identify what that purpose is, and then it kind of ties all your work together. So how do we go about that? How do we find our superpower? I mean, we could start with asking why. Like, why did you first start making art in the first place? Can you think about what it was why you started making art, and what drove you to do it? I mean, that could be different for everyone, I guess, but think about what drives you, what are you passionate about, what makes you happy, sad, angry. Anger can be a positive emotion. It's not always a negative thing, is it? It beats being just apathetic about the world and not caring. Sometimes anger can drive you to do something about injustice in the world, or that kind of thing. It's not always just a negative thing. Anger, violence, like you want to hurt someone. You can be angered by something so much you want to do something about it, and it gets you off your seat to do something. You may try and make a change in the world, and so think about stuff like that. What really makes you tick? And so it can be handy just to get like a little notepad out and jot things down, jot some ideas down, put all your thoughts down as they come to you. And I know for myself, it was it's part of this Milan Art Mastery Program. There's a lot of content in there about discovering your voice as an artist, and so there's a whole program on it really. But it's for me, part of it was sort of delving into my past and thinking about like my own sort of childhood and things. And like for me, I grew up in South Africa, and then we moved to the UK, and when I was a kid, and the schools in South Africa, you start 2 years later than you do in the UK. And then so with that came a lot of like sort of starting later, and then sort of people telling you that you're stupid, you can't do it, or you should know this already and stuff like that. When you're 2 years behind, it's like you can't help that sort of thing. But that kind of, without delving too deep into that, it kind of, it affects you as a kid, doesn't it? And it sort of, before you even started some things, you think, oh, I'm not good at that, I can't do that, so I'm not going to even, there's no point in even trying really, because I know I've been told I'm not very good at it, and it affects a kid, doesn't it? So it kind of, I think, me going through that, it kind of made me think about, I think that has had quite an impact on my life and decisions I've made and things, and I think on the flip side of that, it's kind of given me empathy for people who I can see who aren't being given encouragement, and I can see the power of like just a kind word to someone, and just like a lot of kids and things, especially like giving them encouragement. It means a lot. They're like sponges, aren't they? Soak it up, and I can see the power of that and how it can change the trajectory of someone's life. Just a kind word. I mean, obviously, everyone's unique. We've all had different life experiences. Some people have been through much worse things than others, but it's kind of, I think if we can think back to these things in our lives, and like it could be like the thing in your life, like the biggest hurt in your life, that you could flip it. You can take it and then say, what's the opposite of this hurt? I mean, and sort of like with me, I know it's not to be encouraged. So that's driven me to want to encourage other people. Like with all the messages through my artwork, I've got like literal written messages on a lot of them, like keep your chin up and onwards, we're gonna make it, that kind of stuff. Also less literal stuff with like some of these I'm busy working on with like looking up into the stars, and still a lot of work to do on these ones, but some others over there you can't see, but just like stars in the background, faces looking up, like giving like a feeling of like hope and encouragement, and from darkness into light, that kind of theme. That's what I want to carry through all my works. There'll be variation in that, but that's the kind of theme I want through it, really. It was to tie it all together. Just this message of like hope and encouragement, and I hope that kind of resonates with people. And I just think if you do that too, then, and you do this like deep dive about who you are and why you got into art, what makes you tick, just really think about it. Just take that time to do that, and you might find that one thing that you think, yeah, that's a real special thing I've got to offer the world, something that makes me unique, and it makes it honest as well, doesn't it? It's true. Like if something's been like a life event for you personally, you've actually experienced that, and it comes from an honest place then, doesn't it? It's not put on, or and it gives you like real empathy for people on the other side. It's like for me making this work now, what feels good about it is I feel like I'm actually making it for someone, because it's an encouraging message and stuff. It feels more personal, I think. I don't know, it's just I just think there's a lot more to that then. There's a lot more meaning to it, rather than a lot of the art you see in a lot of these like these contemporary art music galleries and things, where it's just like they're trying to be radical, or they might just make up some story behind it. That the actual art itself, it's not like awe-inspiring or beautiful or encouraging or uplifting or anything like that. It doesn't make you feel or think anything, does it? It's just they've got some clever story or concept behind it, and it's and all the sort of professors and things clap and love it, but I don't know, it's just a bit meaningless, a lot of it to me. It's like a bit ugly, and to me a lot of it is just like like in general, like you see in society now, like the degeneracy of society, I think spiralling downwards, a lost world, isn't it? And it'd be nice to just have artists sort of spark some life back into this world and get people inspired again, bring beauty back, and it'd be amazing to be part of that, especially nowadays where artists have got so many things, so many tools at our disposal, like you can have your own website, and like now talking on YouTube, and you've got all the social media and stuff, haven't you? And I like YouTube personally because you can kind of, it feels more like you connect more on YouTube, and you get to chat to people in the comments and stuff, and I find I don't really get that so much on things like Instagram and even Twitter now. I used to get a lot of things on Twitter, but now they've got you've got to pay to play on there kind of thing, haven't you? And a bit reluctant to do that, really. I might do at some point, but I don't know, it kind of goes against, I think everyone should have their own voice like that. Everyone should be allowed to speak. You shouldn't have to pay to play, pay to have a voice. But I was doing so well, trying not to get off on a tangent today. But yeah, I think I mentioned that pastor gave me like an encouraging word, and it made me feel encouraged, and then I wanted others to feel that way too. I know I'm like an encouraging word can lift people up, and you never know what trajectory it's going to change. It could change their life. You never know, and but yeah, I just think there's real power in that, and I think you should really do that. Just have a dig into your past. What makes you tick as an artist? Like I say, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a bad thing that's happened to you, or it could maybe just be a real moment of joy in your life, and you want to pass that on. Or there's usually just something that you think that that really. I think you'll know it when you find it. It's just you need to do that deep dive, and sometimes it's painful doing that deep dive. You've got to think about stuff you've stuffed down and not thought about for a long time. But I think sometimes these things happen, and then you end up going through life. It changes your trajectory for the worse, doesn't it? You end up going off on a trajectory that isn't really you. You're sort of living who you're told you are, and you believe it. But it's all because you've gone off track, and you're not really living who you are, and there's something there that the world is trying to prevent you from putting out into the world. Something special, and that the world needs. So I think everyone has that unique thing. We've all got something to offer. So yeah, it'd be lovely to hear in the comments below what people think about that. Whether you've found that sort of direction of your own in your art, or whether you're still seeking. Or if you've got any questions or ideas, or any good questions to ask ourselves, so that we can. Be good to just get a bit of chat going below the videos in the comments, really, and sort of just help each other, encourage each other. So I guess that's about it today. All that's left to be said is you and me, we're going to make it onwards.